What if memory wasn't a gift, but a disease? That question became a seed for this series. Today I'm going to show you how I've been building a dystopian series from the ground up. On an ordinary spring day, the power went out and it never came back on. Worse than the silence, what came after? It's about what happens when memory itself is weaponized and what people are willing to do is to hold on to what they know and what they believe is right. Not extraterrestrial, zombie apocalypse. We're in a world where reincarnation is used in the form of a weapon. 3 survivors, 2 are a married couple, Colt and Riven. Colt is a yearning, loyal man who just wants to hold everything together, do everything right, but he is struggling with the way the world is and how cutthroat he has to be to make it right again. Riven's struggling with grief. Callie, she is a cult survivor, fallen, ruined, and they're immediately thrown into survival mode. And luckily for them, they run into a beautiful man named Angus that took them in. Well, the invasion didn't come with alien starships beaming down or beaming us up. It came with beetle-like locusts that embedded under the eye and hunted down anyone who needed awakening. Most people fought it and they broke, but for the few who didn't resist, it led to something stranger, a state called the Deep Wake Ascension, which allowed them to come face to face with their past lives. A small community where our story begins isn't alone in this world. Beyond the forest, Haven lurks, a masked clan that rose in the ruins of fictional and forgotten Melbourne. Their loyalty, their masks, their secrets, all hide something deeper. Running through it all is a cosmic love that refuses to die, crossing boundaries and lifetimes. Callie is responsible for all this, and worst of all, she doesn't even know it. The first thing that sparked interest in this was when my first son, he was about 3, and he told me that he died in his past life. He told me where he was from, he told me his name, and that the angels brought him to my belly. He even described what it was like, and I found a book by Brian L. Weiss called Many Lives, Many Masters, a true telling of a psychiatrist that puts their patient under hypnosis and she begins to actually recall her past lives. It was interesting, but it kind of just fell into the background of life and chaos. A few years later, I actually had to face death properly because my mum passed, and I had to work out what I believed. Went back to the book, I read it again, and it brought me a lot of solace about her passing. But it got me thinking, as I love dystopian movies, books, shows. I love the 100 TV show. I loved Warm Bodies, I loved Maze Runner and The Hunger Games. I started to think, what if people suddenly began to remember their past lives, and what if communities were flooded with memories they didn't ask for? Will be coming out on the 12th of December this year, so really excited about that, and you can pre-order that now. The writing process starts with what I like to call a dirty draft, and that I just get the idea down, and it doesn't matter if it is mostly lacking, like no one ever sees this first draft. And then once the bones are down, I make a second draft, which I call my official draft, and that's where I actually really create the story that comes to life for us. I chose self-publishing because I already have a backing of experience in business and marketing. 2 businesses, I've done business studies and I quite enjoy it. I love doing my own work, I love working for myself. On top of that, I have always been artistic. I love working with paint, charcoal, pencil, tablet, mouse. I love all kinds of mediums, and I love just creating things. Combine that with storytelling, this feels like a match made in heaven. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I am going to do this for the rest of my life. Put it off for so long, but I'm kind of glad I did, because this story is the one that needed to be shared. From readers' reactions so far, I think they do too. Volume 2 is where things are going to get intense. We are being stormed by Haven. To get in why? Because I do not want to spoil it for you. 1, maybe 2 lots left as far as Callie knows. Left holding the greatest threat of all, Ysmir, a cosmic being who wants to seize control of the entire rebirth process and karma itself. And honestly, in this world, everything is a threat. I'm hoping for 5. And I dare say with how layered this story is, it is going to. I'm hoping to release one every 3 months. I'm Stephen Kinging this for you guys, so hopefully you will show me some love back and get into the reading, because 1's out now, available on Kindle Unlimited for free, and 2 is coming by the end of the year, and then the 3rd one will come 3 months after that. If you want to follow me along the journey, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and I've linked everything below. Join my newsletter. You can apply to be an ARC reader or a proofreader for volume 2. I will also link my socials down below as well. Let's do this, and comment below what kind of video you'd like to see from me next.